wow, loving yourself is really doing nothing but understanding that you already are love. And then I realized that when I'm being in service to somebody, I disappear and love is there. And isn't that really what listening is? It's just your personal thoughts have died off, and then what remains is is love. It's always ready to happen, but then we go back to our thoughts about ourselves, and it's just, and that's natural, and that's okay too. It's just it happens that way. That's the way life is. And your story, Jacqueline, really reminded me of something that happened with my father as he reached the end of his life. And I don't know if I've shared this before. I know I've shared this in other places, but so my father was really like in his late 70s, early 80s, started to come down with Alzheimer's. And I had a difficult relationship with him too, and felt kind of to save myself through my life, I kept a distance. I was close and I loved him. I knew I loved him, but there was a lot of pain that occurred. And he was a very tough business person, and he wasn't the type of person that would ever reach out and call me. It was me calling him usually, and that type of thing. And some of my life decisions he was very critical of, and blah blah blah. So what started to happen was that the Alzheimer's began to remove the outer crust of his personality. And I think of it as like the earth has a crust, and then underneath is that beautiful core, right? So slowly but surely, and I would keep in touch with him because I knew time was limited. I knew that he wasn't going to live forever, and that each time we saw each other or spoke, and as I started to do that and call him, and like I said, the personality began to disappear, and then what would come out were these just loving conversations. And I remember after each phone call, he would say, "And remember, Mark, I love you." And he would say, "I'm proud of you." He had 4 kids, and he would say, "I went," using baseball terms, "yeah, I went 4 for 4. I batted 1,000. Uh, you're all good people." And it's like, I just remembered I didn't really hear that when I was growing up. I knew he loved me. I knew I think he saw me and my mistakes as his mistakes, and that he wanted to save me from my own mistakes. That was like the biggest theme that I remember. But again, that was all fading, and it was just love. It was just love there in those phone calls, and we did get to go to his last birthday, before he passed. And I know he passed in peace. I know that. And I inherited his apartment. So I live in the apartment that he didn't go to anymore after several years. He was like, he couldn't drive, because he didn't remember the streets, and he liked being in Florida, and that was all well and good. But so again, like you had said, if underneath all that there was love in him, then that was just confirmation that that's the same thing with me and everybody else. Anything you see on the surface, whatever slights or things that you begin to imagine about somebody, we're all the same underneath all that. and we are all just love in disguise. And then we wake up. Oh, that's what I really am. And then we go back to sleep. And oh, that's what I really am. Go back to sleep. But what I feel is that, um, and I get very emotional sometimes when I feel what Dazzle had said about, I'm the one who made the prison and sailed out to that island. I did that. I innocently, I didn't realize what I was doing. And any moments that I'm doing it now, I just don't know. But when all that drops away, there's no need to love yourself because you already are loved. It's like you just forget. And we're in a process of remembering and awakening